106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Wow!
Welcome back to the
Blues Brothers Minute.
This is the show where we watch and discuss and enjoy and deal with the film The Blues Brothers, 2 minutes at a time. My name is Tom Taylor, and I'm here with Mike DeMaria. This is where Mike says, hey.
Yeah, it's okay. Everything's fine.
I didn't ask.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Now I'm ready.
But you're here.
It's much like for Christmas. I'm not ready.
Right.
I haven't finished my duties.
The people are going to have to bear with us because, after all, you are listening to this after Christmas. We are. We still have Christmas ahead of us.
Oh, I
us
just
lucky
dated
devils.
it. Okay.
No, it's fine. It needs to be talked about.
Fine.
Dan, how are you feeling? Are you dated? Dan Lewis?
Rolling, 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 though the streams are swollen, keep them doggies rolling, rawhide. Rain, wind, and weather, hell bent for
Good
leather.
little, Judas Priest reference right there.
Yep.
I was just going to say.
They're
Hell bent for
referencing
leather.
Judas Priest.
Yep. Hell bent for leather. Yep.
Yeah.
They were referencing Judas
bent
Priest
for
in the
leather.
future. Yeah.
It's a pre-reference, yeah.
Yeah, we've
Breaking
had
the
this
law.
before, the pre-reference. Yeah, the
Breaking the
DVD.
law.
We had that with some Stanley Kubrick.
We did. We had Caddyshack simultaneously, basically, referencing The Shining. With Judge Smales beating down the bathroom door with a
Ho, 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 ho.
Oh,
I still don't understand that. That's a mystery to me. What is
today
it, Dan?
I was playing the HQ Trivia. And,
okay.
You familiar
what
with
that
this
is.
this thing?
No.
Well, it's just like this online game. It's like, I mean, I don't do any video games, but it's like a TV show and it comes on at a certain time of day.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And they just ask you trivia questions and they eliminate people as you go. Like people watch it live all over the world or whatever.
Oh, weird.
And you play for like $5,000 or something. And, you know, like out of hundreds of thousands of people, like maybe 100 will win or something.
Wow.
And you'll split like, you know, you'll get like $7 or sometimes you'll win like 49 cents depending on how many people win.
That sounds intimidating and stressful.
Anyway, I've won twice. My total winnings are about $8. But anyway,
wow, hey. Yeah,
so I'm in the black, you know.
Yeah.
But
nothing to sneeze at.
Anyway, today they had a trivia question, which was this actor's lines were largely improvised in the movie Caddyshack.
Oh my God!
And it was Bill Murray, Ted Knight, or Rodney Dangerfield.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an easy answer, Bill Murray. But it just goes to show, Bill Murray does an amazing job in the movie.
He does.
But it just goes to, because that's not easy to do. But
no.
But if Ted Knight's or Rodney Dangerfield's material had been largely improvised, they would be the greatest performers in the history of the world.
Oh yeah.
Which is another way of saying that improv sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Improv is
Isn't
it's a crutch.
That's what we've been trying to tell you, Dan.
Well, Dan will tell you that he doesn't do improv.
I haven't denied that, and I've told you before. Actually, I've told you multiple times I don't do improv.
Yeah, Dad.
For some reason,
why don't you listen to me?
For some reason, it just seems like you do. Maybe it just seems like you do.
Any comedian of a certain age has to be an improv.
No, and you're right.
performer?
No, I completely understand. You're right, because the nap time format is very scripted, and I get that. But for some reason, I just
when you script something, you have a chance to make it better.
Right. I wish you would take that chance.
We try sometimes. Sometimes we do.
Try to. No,
can't do it all the time.
And you're right. You're right. I just decided at some point that you're an improv shtick guy, and I just run with it.
I had to go through improv because you have to do that, but I don't really like it as an entertainment.
You came out the other side.
No, I went. A friend of mine, a friend of ours, that Tom and I went to grad school with, took that Second City improv class, you know. And then, and then you went there when they did their big show, and you go down to Second City and you see it. And I remember sitting there and I just wanted to punch everybody in the building.
Yeah, you just
The
start throwing
actors.
punches.
Yeah, just start throwing punches
Like-
wildly, like haymakers, and
Yeah.
just
Like the guy in The Killing, like
I was just gonna say, yeah, I want my shirt
Tom
to
can rob the place.
my shirt comes off, and I just was just like throwing,
Like twirl around, they go flying.
I mean,
Like
I
the
was
animal
just
steel.
so I didn't like the idea of going. I wanted to support him.
Tear apart
I
a
said,
turnbuckle.
It's just everything about this night just sucks. And I just like I don't want to go
Wow.
in that building. I don't want to see the people. Like I don't want to see their coaches. I don't want to see their teachers. I don't want to see them up there,
Yeah.
and I don't want to see the people watching. I don't want to see myself watching.
No.
I don't want to. I don't want to look at the chair that I'm sitting on. I want to smash that. I want to snuff it all. And I just
Yeah.
remember sitting there like, what is
Yeah.
it about this format that just makes me want to just? And then the
Because
worst was
it's
that
not-
whose line is it anyway?
Yeah,
When I had to watch that
Yeah.
Drew Carey and all his cast from his show up there,
right.
and on that, I'm like, I can't. I just can't
Well,
do
keep
it.
in mind, yeah, they're really, really, really good at it. Like they're the
I don't
best
care.
there is, basically.
Could care less.
No, I'm just
I think-
saying. That's
And you know what? We know
the best
had this
it can be
conversation.
right there.
But we've had this conversation, I think, in the Caddyshack minute, that it's almost
I think
the
so,
better the better you are at it, the more I hate you, and the more it angers me.
Yeah.
And the worse
We did
it
talk
How'd
gets.
you
about
hone
this.
this?
Yeah. This
And
is-
it's like, and, you know,
this
we did talk
sounds like
about
a personal problem.
and it's like almost watching like two people playing chess, like going back and forth. It's like you could see like their eyebrows raised, like, oh, I just know what you did. You just did the Kasparov opening, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like like it's some sort of science or something.
Right.
And I
Right.
get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Really, it's just two people making stuff up.
No, and I get it. It's like
But
Dungeons
people love
and
it.
Dragons.
People adore it.
Oh, they do too. They do.
Were you talking about improv?
Yeah, they,
think so.
They,
I think we're
yeah,
still
they
talking
They
about
love it.
like
improv.
they like the idea of it, but nobody there. You're not going to go like. There's no improv TV shows. There was that one Whose Line Is It Anyway, which Mike you mentioned, but that's a short form improv. That's like little games that are pre-decided
I
how to
understand.
play
Yeah.
them.
I understand.
It's not
that.
open law. What's called long form improv, where you're basically just two people are deciding to create a scene in a space. It's good exercise and it's really, really good
Yeah.
practice, and it
Yeah.
can be interesting how people are really good at it. But that's
Yeah.
but you were never going to find a TV show about it because it's
Okay,
not
wait.
entertaining.
What about Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Nah, it's not.
That is a
not
largely
improv.
improvised
That's
improvised show.
No,
That's
it is not
scripted.
largely improvised.
That's
Everything
scripted.
I've ever read about that show, they say they come up with, okay, in this scene, Larry's upset about his thing at the restaurant and go.
Mhm.
And like there's no script and they all just kind of make it up as they
Nah,
go.
it's there is a loose script where they tell them
They have
we
room
need to
for it.
wind up. If you watch the show, it drags along the plot, so you have to hit the plot points. You have to.
Right.
So,
But
it's-
okay, so you're
the
not
filling is not the filling is somewhat improvised, but the
Yeah.
fact is the structure is there, and that is 90% of solving the problem. Like
Right.
yeah.
if I knew exactly what structure I needed to be in, and I could fill in with jokes, it really, really changes the game.
Right.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
look
There's
at that,
obscurity
What
to
you're
the
saying.
idea of improv where
Right.
it has to be completely scripted. You know.
and you look at that,
Yeah.
and you look
Or
at that
unscripted.
Palestinian chicken episode. That's not improvised.
Yeah.
That's well thought out.
I think
And they may have said to Funkhauser, like, okay,
Mhm.
just so you know, scene, there's no way in hell you're going into that anti-Semitic shithole.
Yeah.
You know?
If,
so you say
if
anything
Brent
you
could
want
break
to
bed
get,
with Arafat,
you know,
then I can eat chicken into this anti-Semitic
Semitic
shithole.
shithole. Let's go.
so it's okay
No.
it's okay to improvise dialogue and lines and things, but improvising an entire scene, that's something else, and you turn your nose up at it. Is that a fair
I don't know.
summation?
I don't
It's
know.
too
I just
hard
know that
to
when
come
I
up
was in
with
that place
something
in Second
really
City,
good.
I wanted to bring that place to the ground.
Yeah.
Well, just try and write something funny. Just try and write something funny, and you'll see how hard it is to make it good. You have to rewrite it 10 times to make it succinct and tight enough to be good. You have
Right.
to over
What
and
is it?
over and over.
What is it about being in the presence of people who are enjoying something that you are not enjoying that just makes you see red?
Go
I'm
ahead, Mike, you
you know
can
what,
answer this.
you bring up a very good point, and
I
I
know I do.
completely
I
get
know.
I completely get it, and I'm working through that. Through that. Okay, we'll get to it now. You want to put the minute over here on the left for a second? Let's put the 2 minutes and Rawhide on the
It
left
hasn't
for a
been
second.
anywhere but the left, but sure.
Okay, we're going to stay on
You
this
can't
for a
put it any
second.
further
'cause
to the left.
Right. And I was just working through this, I think would say in the last week or two to say, you know what? I have been through my life. There's been a lot of jealousy and rage, and it would be clearly I would look at people who are enjoying themselves. I would look at people who are enjoying the fruits of their hard work, and I would just get angry, and I would just put them down, and I would say, you know what, haha, look at that idiot over there doing, look at him over there enjoying himself, ha ha ha, you know.
Hello,
and
I
good for you.
Yeah, it's like there's something about I just, and it you know, it's I'm to the point now where good for you. No, I understand that's a flaw in myself. There's something about myself that I do not like.
Yeah, well, you're not alone in that. I think that's pretty common.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I was watching The Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I was watching that the other night, and I was like, boy, I get this. Like, I don't know what the theme of this thing is supposed to be, like what the Grinch's beef is literally, if it's like an anti-religious thing, or if it's just like, I don't think it is. I think it's just he is hearing people having a ball and being happy about something he doesn't care about, and it's pissing him off. He has to listen to it, and he's not part. We've said this before. Like, if you're like a jerk punk teenager with your friends, and you're having a ball, just being like noisy and dumb and weird, and you know deep in your heart that you're probably bothering somebody, but you don't care. You're having fun. It's just a fun thing. But then if you're that other person, if you're the old man on his porch who has to listen to this, and you're not part of it, and you're hating it, that's like, you know, you want to kill those teenagers. So there's like two different things going on. But
I try to remember that lately. In the last maybe 10 years or so, I try to, if somebody's having a really good time and I find it annoying me, I look over and I think, just if you were in that group, you would want the liberty to go a little nuts. So let them have their...
Yeah, if you were in that rock, paper, scissors, if you were in that rock, paper, scissors tournament, you'd be having a ball just like Dan and his friends.
It was a great time.
So I want to like, smash it.
It's a one-off tournament.
Mike's tearing the stuffing out of his couch, but Dan's having a nice time.
It's not the same as a league. If you start a league, then you start complaining.
Don't insult Dan like that, Mike.
It's not a
league.
It's a one-off.
It's a tournament.
It's a one-off.
It's in the privacy of a home.
Yeah, with casseroles to pass. Everybody brought a casserole to pass. It's fine.
I can't pass now. It's my turn.
Do you know how many?
I'm up.
When I'm Ubering, do you know how many hipsters I pick up in Logan Square with casseroles to pass in their canvas bags that they're going to some fucking shindig where they're probably going to do, you know,
insulated canvas bag.
Yeah, Pictionary tournament or something.
People cooking for each other.
Oh, the casseroles to pass and those glass Pyrex things.
Casseroles to pass. It's a good band
casseroles
name.
To pass. Yeah, casseroles to pass. And you're sitting there driving that car just to make it 50 extra bucks to get you through the week, and these kids are smelling up your car with casseroles to pass.
You ever hit the brakes real hard and just let the gratin just go nuts toward the let it spill out the front?
Yeah, but the problem is it spills out into my car then.
Yeah, that's a problem right there.
Casseroles to fucking.
You can only hope to get it inside their shoes with no socks, though. A little bit of it. Yeah. I don't like this look.
Where's my casserole to pass? Where's my casserole to pass? That's what I got to say.
When's my right time,
with
Kent?
A casserole. Yeah.
All right, let's get to the minute.
What? Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about the Blues Brothers. That's right. We're going to talk about Blues Brothers minutes.
Well, you already did the bookends, didn't you?
I did not even come close. I barely mentioned the Blues Brothers.
Let's do it.
Minutes 81
and
82.
Do the whole synopsis. Don't even do bookends.
There's not that much to do. I mean, the Blues Brothers wonder why the lights have been turned off, and they decide to play the song, the theme from Rawhide, and they do. And the crowd loves it.
Yeah.
The end. That's what happens in these minutes. Yeah.
That's great. I like this one.
Mm-hmm. It's a good one.
I do too. I like that the people are still throwing beer bottles, even though they're happy.
Why'd they turn out the lights?
Yeah.
Yeah. Murph is weirdly oblivious and just kind of he doesn't quite get it a lot of the time. It seems like a few minutes ago he's like, "Hey, what's the name of the place where we're going to play, Jake?" Like he didn't get that they were just driving around in circles trying to find a place. And why'd they turn off the lights? They didn't like our rendition of "Give Me Some Lovin'."
These guys, like in the end, are as credulous as Superintendent Chalmers. You know, like that was always the joke about Chalmers, was that Skinner could tell whatever lie he'd want, and Chalmers would buy it no matter what, even though he seemed like a discerning individual.
Yeah,
you mean Super Nintendo Chalmers?
Yeah, right.
Super Nintendo.
I'll give you
Chalmers.
this, Skinner. You steam a good ham. Yeah, these guys believe everything. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
But and when when Belushi says, not Belushi, I'm sorry, Aykroyd says, Rowdy Yates, a classic, right? I didn't know. I always thought Rowdy Yates was who wrote the song, but that's simply Clint Eastwood's character in Rawhide.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's just the name.
I didn't know
of
the
Clint
name at all,
Eastwood's
so
character.
I just took that. Wow, that's weird.
So you
love that line.
You interpret it the same way I did there, Tom?
I assumed that it was the guy who either wrote or performed the song.
Right.
Like, famously.
I always
That's
did
funny.
Too. I never really saw Rawhide, so.
But
me neither. I just kind of, what am I going to do? Look it up? Like Dan? What am I, Dan? I look stuff up and find out about Rawhide.
Right.
But great line, though. Great line is Rawhide it ain't.
An A, right?
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. He was Rawhide it ain't.
No, he doesn't.
Wait,
You're
what?
talking about Duck Dunn?
No, he goes. No, it goes Elwood. He goes Rawhide it ain't instead of saying Rawhide
no, he goes
it
Rawhide
is.
and A.
He said ain't.
Yeah, they're talking
Rawhide
about
it
the
ain't.
No.
I'm not the musician, but they're talking about the key in which they're going to play.
Yeah.
A country key or something.
Yeah.
You know what? One of my favorite lines of this is him saying,
No,
"Okay,
it's
we're gonna
not.
play this this done." Well, you know what?
It's not
Wouldn't it
one
have
of
been
your favorite
better?
lines.
No, but I'm saying I've always liked it. I would always say to people, "Rawhide it ain't." Like we're gonna play this fucking
it's not
song.
one of your
we don't
favorite
wanna play
lines.
it.
You made it up. It's like the.
Yeah. It's like the cigarette lighter in the car.
Oh
And
my
it's-
god!
It's also like, have I told you about the? You guys ever seen the Schmitz Gay commercial from SNL?
Yeah.
Yeah, you told us about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like when they're giving the
yeah.
massages at the end, and he goes, "It's going to be a great." And I've always said it's going to be a great summer, and he goes, yeah," like that. Then I watched it, and recently, and it turns out that he says, "I think I'm on a lake house sitting," which
Yeah.
is a line that makes a little more sense. But I always like the line, "It's going to be a great summer," which
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I'm thinking right here. Since I was a kid, I always thought he said, "Okay, Rawhide it ain't."
We're ruining this movie for Mike.
I'm sorry. It's just because Duck Dunn says, "Let's go in A," because that's a good country key. And then he goes, "Okay, Rawhide in A."
And you know what? I thought Dunn always said, "Hey, good country key." In other words, we don't fuck it. Just play it in the country key. That just blew my mind. I think I might have to. I got to rethink things now.
Sit down. Sit down.
You're going to have to do some soul
Put
searching.
your head down on the desk.
I'll tell you what. Get me a drink.
Get
Because
us a
shit's
drink.
about to hit the fan. Wait a minute. I
Bust
got to
your
listen
balls.
to this here. Yeah.
I always thought it was Rawhide in
Hold
A,
on.
and you over here busting my balls.
It's an A. I guess nobody came up there and told you. It's Rawhide.
Well,
and A.
also Murph is with his like cheery. Hey, remember the theme from Rawhide?
Hey, I've got it. Remember the theme from Rawhide?
Gil Favor, Rowdy Yates.
What key? A, good country key.
Rawhide and A.
I'm telling you, he says Rawhide. He goes, "Hey,
No.
good country key," and then he goes, "Rawhide it ain't." I'm telling you, that's what it is. I'm
Rawhide
looking it up.
8. What is
Why
that
would he
supposed
say
to
that,
mean? He just says A is
Okay, I'm
going to
tell you what it is. If you just give me a fucking second, now listen to me for a
You
second.
don't know what you're talking
All right?
about. Go
All
ahead.
right?
Go
I
ahead.
don't need
I'm
this
going to give
shit
you enough
in my
rope.
life right now. Give me enough
Yeah.
rope, and I'm gonna
Let-
I'm gonna fucking punch right through this computer until it's gone. All right?
Somehow I'm going to get hurt.
You listen to me, and you fucking listen good. When you
listening.
say, "Oh, what are we gonna do?" Rawhide. Okay, Rawhide it is. Okay, you get that? Huh? Look it up, and then you say, "You know what? Okay, fine. Rawhide it ain't."
Rawhide
Why would you- I don't-
what is
you
it
know what?
supposed to mean?
In your
I just
In your
fucking told
explanation,
you.
I'm not
it
getting
means it means you're just fucking. You guys are playing games with me now.
No, we're not. You need to
No,
take
you're
a
just
red
fucking
pill.
playing games with me.
yeah, take a red one and a blue one in conjunction with each
fuck
other.
Rawhide it ain't. I'm right. Just putting that in Google, and it's going to tell me Rawhide it ain't.
Guess what?
I'm
I
scared.
also checked it, and it is an A.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so there's
No.
what are the odds of that?
No. Wait a minute. Rawhide plenty
my
ain't
God.
enough. That's not it.
I feel bad for Mike. That was your thing. You liked that, but you can still like
Rawhide,
it. It's like me
Rawhide.
liking the goddamn Nazi Party from the TV version of this movie.
I don't. No. This is not. No. Rawhide Rawhide in A.
It's gonna be all right, Mike.
Rawhide in A.
It's your thing. It can still be
Hey,
aimed
Blues
for you.
Brothers,
It's still aimed for you.
Rolling.
This intervention can take
Rawhide
as long as it needs.
A.
It does.
Rawhide
It can
is
be cut down to
Rawhide.
as short as we need it, or it can just.
Are
just let it
Rawhide
breathe.
shoes safe for dogs? Is Rawhide digestible? What
He's
can
deep
I
diving
give
on
my dog?
Rawhide.
instead of rawhide? Is pork hide good for dogs? Rawhide.
Oh boy.
Rawhide bones and treats for dogs. Use rawhide in a sentence. How to use rawhide in a sentence. Example sentence with the word rawhide.
I've got an example sentence.
Rawhide, it ain't.
Yeah.
Rawhide bones. The good, the bad, and the downright dangerous. The dangers of rawhide.
I don't know if these doggies should keep rolling.
Rawhide, it ain't. Rawhide.
Okay, well, Mike tries to work through this.
Rawhide,
I just want to say that I like
rawhide
Jake in this scene. The band is discussing this behind him.
Yep.
Like, what song are they going to play? And they start to settle on Rawhide, and he takes this position. He crosses his arms and just plants himself in front of the mic.
Yep.
And he really doesn't move from that for most of the song.
Yeah,
it's kind of great. I love it.
I really like his work here.
Yeah, this is a Blues Brothers move to me.
What was the name of the cook on Rawhide?
that Rowdy Yates?
Paul Brinegar. Long-running television series Rawhide. I love
Who
the
played
role.
Officer Telefangasmo on Rawhide?
Telefangasmo. Telefangasmo. Rawhide.
It's a deep cut from
Ain't
Caddyshack
Wishbone.
Minute Days.
Right.
Wishbone on Telefangasmo.
Oh boy.
Telefagero.
So-
Oh boy.
Anyway, we have
Blues Brothers.
I really like
Mike has slipped a groove.
Blues Brothers.
I like how Donald Duck Dunn plays bass with a corncob pipe or rather just some kind of pipe. He's
Yeah,
like
just a
smoking
pipe,
a
like a
pipe.
dad pipe. Yeah.
Script. Rawhide.
And then there's a weird
Script.
scene where they cut away to a pool table, and it's not
Yeah.
entirely clear why. It's a very strange shot that comes out of nowhere.
There are a few weird cutaways like that.
And I suppose they're
That I don't
just
totally get.
setting, they need a cutaway there, and they're setting the scene. But
It's a big
doesn't-
place full of people.
it'd be one thing if like all the pool players they had stopped playing and were staring. That'd be kind of funnier. But instead, it's just
Yeah.
people playing pool,
Yeah.
which I don't really.
I don't quite get it
Yeah.
either.
I don't get what they're doing
No.
there. But that I
But
get
it
it. When you're
works.
making a movie, you need cutaways sometimes, and
Yeah.
do the best.
It's the
you can.
flavor of the place.
Now the
And they're still throwing
dancing,
beer.
the dancing that the shit heel is doing on the table, is
Yes.
that's a dancing that I think I know a little bit about the South, and this bar strikes me as kind of a Texas bar in a sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's
By way
supposed to
of
be in
Indiana.
Illinois.
Yeah.
But it's not that kind of dancing is pretty deep South, I would say. West Virginia and further down.
That
Kentucky,
dance is like a holdover from the colonial
Irish.
days, from the English and the Irish.
It seems like an
Yeah.
Irish dance. Yeah, and my relatives do that dance at like the old.
Yeah.
They would have these hootenannies.
Yeah.
And
hmm
It's not in time with the song at all, by the way.
oh,
He's
Oh,
yeah.
the
kinda doing his
guy's
thing.
he's a shitheel. Dan already established that.
He's having an
Right.
epileptic
And if-
fit.
And if you look in the crowd, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red hats, and now it just looks like those "Make America Great" hats.
Yeah, it
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like the MAGA hat. Yeah,
hmm
and there's definitely
Yeah.
at least maybe 500 gallons worth of hat in the crowd, which gives it a kind of Texas thing because where the down south kind of area where my family is from, there's not as much of the cowboy hat thing. I mean, you see it a little
Yeah.
bit, but that's kind of more of a Texas sort of southwest Oklahoma thing.
But in the
cattle
movie, this
rustling.
is in Indiana. So,
Well-
do people wear cowboy hats in Indiana?
Well, I've been down. If you go down, it's surprising how fast the American South starts to appear. And you're in
Oh, yeah.
like
It's right there.
Michigan, and you drive for 2 hours, and suddenly everyone's like
Right.
spitting into a can and going like, "Right now." It sounds like what's that guy from that show? God damn it! Now you can't understand what he's saying. Boomhauer.
Oh, yeah. From King of the Hill.
Yeah. And that's in like Illinois. In Illinois, the very southern part, in Indiana, man, that is some back country right there.
Yeah. I'd feel like we were going to offend them, but they probably don't have podcasts.
Yeah,
Right.
they don't
Probably
know,
okay.
they don't. Well, and I go back to this, like the previous minute where they were so offended by, "Give Me Some Lovin'" by a Spencer Davis song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That they just have no tolerance for
Zero.
anything that ain't country or western. But
Yeah,
then when
right.
they
They
get
start-
when
Both
they get
kinds.
this when this song gets kicked in, it's just they go into a frenzy.
Yep.
Mhm.
They immediately go from throwing beer bottles in anger to throwing beer bottles in joy.
Enjoy, yeah, and appreciation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they do a good job with the song.
I think it's good. I've always
Can't
liked
really
this
fault
scene.
them. I mean, we're making fun of the country bumpkins here, but if we were in like our, if we're some like, I don't know, whatever. Do we go to clubs? I don't know. If we were in some place expecting our kind of music and they got up there and they were doing like, I don't know. If El DeBarge got up and started doing In the Rhythm of the Night, we might get kind of furious and start throwing beer bottles. and
Really?
stuff.
You would get furious? I don't
Maybe.
know about that.
Disappointed?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's always a...
I got furious in Whole Foods the other day. That song came on. That song, In the Rhythm of the Night, came on. I was like, I want some chips. I want some granola, and I want one of those rotisserie chickens, and I want to get out of here. And I was really getting angry because that song was so bad, and I hate it so much. And it was right after they had just played Susudio by Phil Collins. I'm like, this isn't okay. This is like they said, we grabbed the wrong 80s disc to put on. There's like a good 80s disc and a bad 80s disc. We got the bad 80s disc. But then right after that, as I was in line checking out, Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar came on and everything was suddenly okay.
Right.
That's why I have El DeBarge on the mind right now.
Oh.
That's when you just take that rotisserie chicken and with both hands just slam it to the floor.
Right.
So,
this is the rhythm of the night now.
Yeah, here's your fucko.
Well,
to the beat of the rhythm of the night. Dance until the morning light.
Dancing on this chicken until the morning light.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. But yeah, no, I'm just saying everybody's got their tastes. This is Bob's Country Bunker. Maybe they shouldn't have come in there with Spencer Davis Group. I don't know.
All right, well, yeah, that's shit.
Yeah, maybe these guys could be a little more open-minded too. We don't know. I want everyone to love each other. That's all. That's my message here.
It is. It's like clogging. A little clogging with a little soft shoe.
There's a reference I want to make, and I don't know if anybody on earth will get it. The guy dancing on the table looks exactly to me like the Walter Matthau character in Earthquake.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Has anybody here seen?
All right.
Somebody someday is going to see the movie Earthquake.
And this is one of the
they're going to see
70s disaster
of Walter
films?
Matthau. Yes, it's the 70s disaster film. It's not even Walter Matthau doing the thing I'm talking about. Like Walter Matthau's in one scene in the beginning as a cameo as this drunk dude with a red hat. And you see that character later dancing in the background, but it's clearly not Walter Matthau. They just like got a guy just to show that character was still alive. And he's doing this exact dance that the guy's doing on the table here at Bob's Country Bunker.
Right.
And yeah, I've shared that now.
Huh.
One guy out there is going, "Oh my God, he's totally right, Walter Matthau."
Now, would you think that is
God.
that the best movie ever about earthquakes, or would that be Tremors?
I have never seen Tremors.
Neither
Is
have
that
I.
shameful?
But I just assume it's about earthquakes.
I don't think it is about earthquakes.
It's not?
It's not actually. It's about giant sandworms or something.
Oh, well, maybe they cause earthquakes.
Hey, speaking of
fracking
movies that I haven't seen,
yeah,
that list has gotten a little bit shorter.
Oh no!
Oh boy, here we go.
Don't get too excited. I picked like the easiest one on the list.
Did you go see Port of Call MacGruber?
I did not see Port of Call New Orleans.
No, I said
did
MacGruber.
not see MacGruber, but I have finally seen in its entirety Coming to America.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Isn't it great?
John Landis film, 1988, featuring the Dukes.
The Dukes
Randolph
are in
and
it.
Mortimer. Yeah.
We're back. With James Earl Jones.
It's a movie that's
Where is Hakeem?
James Earl Jones. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, like the first half hour of that movie, I liked a lot. It was like, I was like, oh, this is legitimately funny. I'm laughing at this movie.
Yeah.
It was like this feels like a John Landis movie. It's got legitimate, like not stupid comedy, like, kind of like dumb, cheap,
Yeah.
The people bathing him and stuff. Like your royal penis is now clean and all
Yeah.
that. Hey.
Right.
But there's like a lot of legitimate stuff in there that's really funny. And then like the second half of the movie, kind of there's a lot of you're sitting there for a while, like, oh, nothing funny happened.
How about
for a
the
while.
Soul Glow
I guess I'm
stuff,
watching the
though?
story.
When you hear that saxophone come in, like just blaring the Soul Glow song.
That is pretty fantastic.
Just let
Yeah.
your soul glow, little child.
His mom and dad and grandmother
Oh my god, that's
are sitting on the couch, and they get
Yeah.
up, and there's a huge, like 3 huge stains on the
that's
couch.
like an airplane joke. That one.
That is. That is an airplane joke. Oh my
that
god.
was good.
Yeah. So I enjoyed it.
That's
It's
all.
not fantastic, but it's good.
Well,
better
I think
than I
it's
thought it
pretty
was gonna
good.
be.
I think you saw it real late in life there, man.
I did.
And I don't know how you
I
can
missed
watch
the boat.
that movie and you can watch this one and in any way come up with the idea that this one is better. It's ridiculous.
Are you dead serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Like this movie we're watching now, Blues Brothers?
So far, this movie it makes no sense. There's no,
Who's asking?
It doesn't
him
make
to
any sense. And
I
also,
think-
there's tons of comedic opportunities that they failed to cash in on. It happens all the
Yeah.
time, and I'll remind you every time I see one.
I think it's
fine.
we're kind of maybe just partial to it because it is Chicago and it's a very, we
Because
see
you
these
saw it when you were
spots all
younger.
the time. Yeah,
That's all
and
it
then
is.
also because there is some, you got Henry Gibson and you got, Charles Napier. You got those few
Oh yeah,
those
He's
few
great.
scenes that just we're about to, the good old boys when they start rolling in, and that's like, that's what makes
Yeah.
it.
all right. Well,
And there's
I
some
think Dan's being
really
a little
good.
impatient.
And there's some really good
No.
iconic, music scenes in here.
I don't know
Yeah.
that we needed a director's cut necessarily.
No,
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 certainly not.
no,
It's all right.
It's not helping anything.
no.
It's okay.
But that's where
It's
we
okay.
are.
Let's get us a drink.
It's in our
Everything will be
mandate.
fine.
Get us.
Get us a drink. Get us a drink.
Mhm.
Come on.
There's a lot of build up to Jake using that whip, and then it doesn't really do anything. He sees
Well,
for some reason there's a whip hanging, a bull whip hanging on the side of the stage.
I love that.
And he picks it up. He kind of like
Well,
tantalizes with it for a while.
did you kind of feel that there's a little bit of a? Did you get maybe a little homage to something in here, Tom?
There's a little bit of the Whip It video in there.
Right, exactly.
Is that what
When
you're
he-
getting at?
Oh,
Yeah, when he
very
whips
nice,
the
yep.
cigarette out
Yeah.
of the girl's mouth.
Yeah.
I want to say even what she's wearing is kind of reminiscent of the mannequin.
Yeah, she's got like a red flower in her hair and
Uh-huh.
stuff, doesn't she?
Mhm.
Yeah,
'cause it's-
very nice, Mike.
In the Whip It
Yeah.
video, it's almost like a Spanish, kind of like it's got the Spanish flower in her hair.
Ride 'em cowboy.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct.
It's the exact same clientele as in this country bunker,
Mm-hmm.
hanging out in that
Yeah.
video.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little. You keep talking, because I've given up on the whole
All right.
Rawhide. It ain't. I'm still going to just believe what I want to believe in that.
That I
Okay.
support you in
Rawhide.
that fully.
All right.
That's
Don't get me on
fine.
that. I don't want to short circuit again. But here, let's see.
Uh-oh. I do wonder how Jake gets that cigarette out of the woman's mouth. Like, where is she
That's
sitting?
great.
Like, they're on the stage
Yeah,
behind,
she's
like,
off stage
chicken
left
wire
there
and
for
stuff.
whatever reason.
I guess so. She's doing the books or something.
Is it me or is she really striking?
I got to go back and look.
She's
Dan's smitten,
yeah.
and I want
She
to
has. I don't know. It's just a quick.
support him in that.
I guess it's the look again. Like Tom, I'm like stuck in. You remember how you were saying the hair was really great in the '80s, like right
Yeah.
around '79.
Yeah.
Just the whole look. I love the look of everybody in Caddyshack, and I love the look of
Mhm.
everybody in. It's just like everybody list. There was a good time for that.
Carrie
No.
Fisher has 3 or 4 looks in this movie, and they're all really good.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah.
Excuse me, my buns are up here. Quote the great Tom Taylor
Thank you.
with my buns.
That's why I'm rich.
Yeah.
Well, should we do trivia or something?
Yeah.
Sure.
There it is.
Hey, it's a party. We're doing trivia.
Party.
Yay.
I want to know what to do today. I don't have the cards with me.
I've always got Caddyshack. I've always got Star Wars Trivial Pursuit. And I've always got the internet. Or you just make up questions.
What do you think there, Mike?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Trivia, questions, and answers. I'm keeping
Let's
this
go
totally...
with Caddyshack.
you want to do Caddyshack? Okay.
Let's do something else.
I love Caddyshack. I'll go back.
You want something else,
Any old
Mike?
time.
Yeah, it's like enough already with the Caddyshack.
Yeah, but we've done everything else. We
Mike's
can't
moved
even
on.
find a decent Goodfellas trivia. Also,
Yeah.
what happens when you go like 3 pages into the Google search for Goodfellas trivia?
You go into the
Oh,
you go
good
into the
question.
dark web.
Yeah, you're going to get into the dark web.
That's the main path into the dark web.
I wonder if there's a way to...
Here, I found, movie trivia. How the Grinch Stole Christmas is a 2000 American Christmas fantasy comedy starring which actor as the Grinch? That's stupid.
Jim Carrey? That's not...
Jim Carrey.
What are they talking about?
All right.
It's a Boris
who sang
Karloff.
the title song Grease in the 1978 musical motion picture?
What?
That was
Frankie Valli?
What's his name? Yeah, the Four
Frankie Valli.
Seasons. Yeah.
Frankie Valli. Huh?
Yeah. That's a good song.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I'm skipping anything that's too recent to care about, like that one and that one. What late Enter the Dragon star would have been age 32 at the film's Hong Kong premiere?
I guess
That's one of those dumb things. It's like it's asking you how old Bruce Lee was at a certain point.
Yeah.
Like you would know that, but all you really need to know is who starred in Enter the Dragon.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I was going to say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Hell, I don't.
You try chasing Lanier down the court all night.
Kia.
These are all dumb. I'm not excited about this movie trivia.
It's all dumb. All right, that was trivia.
It's all dumb. That was trivia. Sorry.
God. The music isn't even... the music is... it's like it's mocking us now.
I think the tape's eating it. Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, well.
Oh, boy.
We'll get that fixed. Jimmy, just take it to the lab. They'll reconfigure
Have
it.
one of the engineers or one of the PAs, or hell, just have an intern come in this weekend and do it.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
look at Dan when he's talking to you.
Jimmy. Oh, he's putting his butt cheeks on the booth window on the glass.
You're washing that, Jimmy.
Real
You're
funny.
washing that off.
Real funny.
All right, this isn't a nap time episode. We're not.
That was all
Micro
improvised,
right.
folks.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
improvised.
see? Maybe
Ah?
that's so bad.
Ah?
Ah?
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Ah.
Yeah.
I don't like improvised
the
stuff.
magic
That's
of the
why
show.
this
You want
whole show
improvise?
is scripted.
Yeah, you want improv? You want improv? Is that what you want? You want improv?
Uh-oh.
Then just follow me around all day. See, I want to see how improv getting through life is improv. You don't know, wake up, you don't know what's going to happen. There's no script. There's no script.
I wonder if any
no script.
murder defendants ever use that, just going like, you know what? I was just improving, and I had to go with whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm an artist.
Your Honor.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to the Second City Theater, Your Honor?
Have you ever gone all the way?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Okay. All right. I think we might have to.
All right. Well, you know what? I sense that we're wrapping this one up.
I don't know.
I sense that it's time for...
Is there anything else?
I don't think so.
They play the song. It's a great song.
They do well.
I mean, we
They've
should
won the
maybe
crowd
mention, I'm sorry, but what a terrible acting, what a terrible line delivery, again, by by Blue Lou. Is that Blue Lou?
Yeah.
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 Chicken wire.
I keep having to defend Blue Lou in his line readings. I thought this one was fine.
This
Those
one's
lights
fine
are
where he's
off
like,
on purpose.
those lights are off on purpose. It's terrible. You kidding me?
Right. I find it slightly endearing.
It's so funny how people can't act at that level. Like,
Yeah.
how come?
Yeah.
Like, you might actually, you're not playing like an Irish shoe salesman in 1500. You're playing.
Right.
You yourself could say the line in the right circumstances that those lights are not off on
Right.
purpose. But for some reason, when
Yeah.
acting, they can't say it like they themselves would say it in exactly the same situation.
Right. Be totally natural and go.
Yeah, right. They go, man, I can't believe it. The Salisbury steak at Jackson State Prison is the worst. And it's just like,
They're all pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
they're all pretty bad.
Jake, shit the Blues Brothers.
What the hell? I don't understand it. Hey, I just want to do also another shout out to the listeners' hole. We got a comment from whatever his name is.
J. Rogers.
Stephen Rogers, yeah.
Stephen J. Rogers. We don't want to get our Stephen. We have a lot of listeners. We want to get our Stephen Rogers.
There are a few of them.
And
Stephen
could
J.
be only
Cannell.
one.
he did make a
Yeah.
point that it is a little weird that no one got to Billy Bats and mentioned, or he wants to do something about how he wants to look into why nobody ever bothered to go and tell Billy Bats that, you know, Joe Pesci's character had been advancing.
Well, didn't we lay that all out? Didn't we spend like most of an episode sort of like
No, but I
imagining
think
that
what
whole
he's saying
scenario?
is that the bottom line was, and that was his way of saying is maybe no one went up there and told you that I'm actually becoming somebody in this racket.
Ah,
Yeah, it's
I
like
think that's what he was getting at.
Okay.
maybe Billy Batts, maybe someone did, but Billy Batts for some reason assumed erroneously that even with all the advancements, he was still enthusiastically shining the shoes of others, which doesn't that doesn't make a. Could you imagine if like Paulie? You imagine if like Paulie still shined shoes, like he's like go do this, whack this guy, do this. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? The guy comes to him and he goes and he slaps him in the face. You pull yourself together. He goes like, okay, give me your shoes. I'm going to shine them up for you.
Yeah,
like that would be weird.
I like it. I can't help it. I like it. It calms me down.
And speaking
like
of
shining shoes.
Speaking of enthusiastically shining shoes, I just had a memory, Tom.
Uh-oh.
So when Tom and I met, we were at in writing school for writing.
Oh God, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. And we had this.
I do.
This was the first. Was that our first class, or was it like our second semester of our first year? Whatever. Right?
If it wasn't our first, it was our second. It was really early on. Yeah.
What the hell was that? What the hell was that?
Nothing. It's
seriously.
my phone. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What the hell was that your fucking
Jimmy,
ringtone?
take Dan's phone, will you, please, Jimmy? Thank you.
Was that your? Don't
accidentally. A friend of mine sent a video of his kid, and it accidentally went off when I lifted the phone up because.
All right. Okay.
Accidentally went off.
It did
when I opened the app.
No,
it went exactly to the video.
That's not what it is.
Press play.
God
What?
damn it.
What's happening?
So we had this. So we had this writing class, a creative writing class, and we would do this thing where we would sit in a semicircle, and the first. It was so speaking of scripted and not improv. This class structure was very scripted.
Yeah.
Like every day that it started with the teacher telling each and one of you to slide your chair in or move it back or move to the left, move to the right to make the perfect semicircle.
Oh my God.
You remember that, Tom? It made me fun.
I do.
It was just, and we're sitting there like at the time we're like, "Ooh, this is cool." Has to be so
artists.
perfect. Yeah, we're artsy.
It's the workshop.
Whatever. But they would, the first hour of the 4-hour class, they just, we just read from Moby Dick and just pass it around, and we'd have to read from it, And then finally we'd get to sharing the writing, and we'd go around. And there was one person in the class who we thought it looked like a young boy, like a young 13, 14-year-old boy.
Mm-hmm.
It turned out it was a woman with like a shaved head and a big nose ring.
Yeah.
Wonderful writer. She was wonderfully, wonderfully gifted and a really nice person. But she wrote the most hardcore fetish scenes of like Chicago bootlicking underground. All right.
Yeah.
All right. And it was like
I'm getting thirsty as you're telling the story.
And so when that would get around, it would because it would, and it was like as graphic as you could imagine, but also like the whole hierarchy and submissive and everything just built into it. And I remember it would just be like, please don't pick me. Please don't pick me. Please don't pick me to read this. And you remember that, Tom? And it would go around.
Just at least give me a toothbrush before I do
give me something. Give me a glass of water. Give me a glass of water and something to spit it out into. Give
me a lemon
gonna
or
get
something.
real. And it would be, and when it would pass to you, like she would just be like so into like watching you read it too.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And I would be like, okay.
She was a sadist.
Yeah, but it was about like it was like she would. It would be just the description of licking a boot.
Yeah, like 5 pages.
Five
of licking
pages
a boot.
of it.
Like one lap.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And all like expression would just be drained from your voice, and you're just talking about it like you're reading a
all the
police
salt
report.
is gone from your body.
Yeah,
yeah.
And then you would put it down when you would finally they'd tell you to stop, and you're just dripping with sweat.
Right. Can I please go get a drink of water?
Yeah, can I go get a drink of water? And everybody's just looking at you like, and then everybody else is like, okay, who's next?
Well, because it was like the details about like the leather against the tongue, and like you got to do it hard enough so that the person can feel it through the steel-toed boot and everything, and like the dryness of the tongue. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta.
Yeah, and then. Yeah, it was. It's awful. It's like a Ren and Stimpy cartoon when they'd see the tongue rubbing against like a hairball.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
When they do the close-ups
every
and Ren and
detail of the
Stimpy, I
tongue.
love that. You get those really macro shots of like a wart.
Yeah, you see all the bumps, all the taste buds on the tongue.
Yeah.
No.
He glazed ham.
You coveted my ice cream bar.
Yeah.
Space Madness.
That's
Oh,
the plan,
that
man.
That was Space
that
Madness,
just-
yeah.
yeah, but that was rough. I remember that. I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
no.
Did you learn
no.
one thing in that school?
I learned
Did you learn
nothing.
anything about writing?
I learned that I don't like to do it.
I think you just have to write to. It's like
I
making
I think
a
you
yeah,
just
film.
I just write.
Going to
Just write.
school
But you know
for
what
it
sucks? There are
doesn't make
things.
a lot of
There are
sense,
things
does
to.
it?
There are things that some writers need to learn, and like things like to this day, I have a hard time with like plotting things, you know, and like rising action and things like the basic just sort of plot beats and things. And
Yeah.
then like all the I feel like all that school was like, you know, just get these vivid images there and story be damned. Just like describe things as deeply and as
Yeah.
over fully as you can.
Right.
Yeah,
And then we'll give you an A.
Well,
Send you on
yeah.
your way.
yeah. And I
Tom,
just spent tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Thousands of dollars.
I think some of the value is forcing you to, like you have assignments, like you'll get work done because you have to. That's part of it.
Oh, sure.
Isn't it?
Yeah. And I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deadlines and
It must have worked for
accountability
Tom,
and stuff,
who
yeah.
published a book in memory of Todd Woods. That can be found at a lot of
Mhm.
that's
local,
true.
a lot of in Amazon and other retailers.
Yes.
Mhm.
Right.
I am TomTaylor.com. Take a
Mhm.
look.
I am a Tommy Tom.
I am. And so are you.
Right.
No, I learned nothing.
Um,
I learned nothing. It was a
Yeah.
I learned
It
almost
was,
nothing in school about filmmaking. It's a very similar situation.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, you get to use some cool machines.
mostly a
You
waste
get to
of
use some
time.
editing stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
You could have taken
That's
it. Yeah.
you could have taken that enormous amount of money and just like made a couple of films, and in the process of making a couple of cheap films you would have learned a massive amount about what not to do,
Right.
and therefore
Yes.
you would have learned a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My kid wanted to go to film
Yeah, just-
school. I would just say no.
Yeah, you want to go to film school? Let's do it. We'll go film school of Hard Knocks.
Let's punch out a script.
Yeah, here's a fucking camera. Now let's go make something. But in the
Yeah.
meantime, you're going
Here's
to
your
work.
School.
You just get out there. You just get out there and you work and you try things.
Yeah,
and,
get
and
to
you
work.
meet people and you network.
Everybody's going to
That's all.
college. It's like
No, I'm just saying.
and it's expensive.
Well, unless you're
Yeah.
going, I'm going to go get an MBA in business. I'm going to go learn how to do this. I'm going to go be a doctor. I'm going to do that. Makes sense. You go to school to learn how to do. It's just, oh, geez, I don't want to talk anymore. I feel really ill. I feel really ill.
We've cut down Mike a lot tonight. He
Mhm.
lost his Rawhide It Ain't. He's in debt from not learning how to write.
Mm-hmm.
He's having a tough time.
Yeah, we talked about how I piss on people's success.
Right.
Mhm.
Wasn't I just saying that on the show though? Somewhere I
Mike
was just
was
saying
saying
that.
that.
Like I see people
We-
getting stuff published and stuff.
Yeah,
like
you
friends
brought
of
it
mine on
up.
Facebook.
You
Yeah.
brought it up. Yeah.
And my first reaction every time is, "You son of a bitch!"
You
Like the nicest,
jerk.
salt of the earth
Yeah.
people in the world, and I'm just my first reaction is, "Oh,
why
if
you
I could drink hot
motherfucker.
blood."
Why
Yeah.
you motherfucker? How dare you?
And then I'm like,
How
"Oh wait, you know what they
dare
did?
you?
They wrote a book and then they sent it out to people and they sent
Yeah.
it to agents.
How dare
and
you spend your free time actually working on something? How dare you?
they- yeah,
Yeah.
you self-realized son of a bitch.
Well,
You
notice how
hardworking
Mike-
bastard.
Mike always has a bit of an acid tongue when he brings up the nap time,
Yeah.
which is a group I worked very hard. I've sat down. I've written several sketches.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How
Forget
dare
about
you. How
podcasts. You
dare
hear about
you.
any successful podcaster on the face of the earth, anybody slightly more successful than me in podcasting.
No.
If I find out about any show doing it all well, I just
Mhm.
the fists start flying.
Right.
And woe to whoever wanders into my path.
Your fists start flying like me at a Second City show.
Yeah. And then I stop and go, "Oh, you know what? They're very talented people, and they
Yeah.
worked really hard at that. Good for
Yeah.
them.
Well, fuck them
And they're
anyways.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, to hell with
They're
them.
very talented people, aren't they, Mortimer?
Mhm. Turn those
They're
machines
very talented people, aren't they?
on. Yeah, they're very talented.
And they're
people.
very tenacious and talented, and
They're very musical people.
yeah, put on a lot of shoe leather.
I did
Thank
get.
you, been helpful.
I got into a conversation with. Oh, did I? No, I don't want to talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about
Oh,
it. Don't
That
wanna
was
do it.
scintillating.
cool
No, I
story.
don't want to do it.
All right.
No, I want to do it.
Mike spins a yarn.
Yeah,
No, I don't
It
wanna
leaves
do
you
it.
wanting more, though. You know, that's
Don't
the
wanna
key.
do it.
You're a real
I don't want
homer.
to do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Imagine if Homer says to everybody, the whole blind guy comes up in a toga, tell everyone to gather around, pull a rock around, gather around, get us a drink, get us a drink. And then he gathers everybody around and goes, you know what,
squeeze in.
Pass. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to tell this story.
He spends 15 minutes getting all the rocks in a perfect semicircle. Yeah, you win a little bit, you back.
Yeah.
Come on. Now make room. There's plenty of room in there.
You go in over there. There's some room in there. Come on now, guys. There's more people coming in.
We're all friends.
How about some of the shorter people come up front, in front of the rocks?
All right.
We'll get a better view.
All right.
Okay.
So I was thinking about this today. I was philosophizing and came up with this idea. You know what? I'm not gonna do it.
You know, yeah.
I'm not gonna.
I was thinking the other day. It occurred to me. Nah, I didn't want to do it.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I think somebody might get offended in here. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not the right time.
Now I'm
place.
very interested because it's potentially offensive. I bet.
Yeah.
I bet it's not.
No, it's not offensive. It's not offensive, but
get us a
you know, I'm kind of I'm seeing that I sometimes rub people the wrong way, so I'm trying to lay back a little bit. Lay back.
You might want to lean into it sometimes.
Oh.
Come on now, get us a
Oh.
No more shines.
No more shines. I'm done shining.
No more shines, Billy.
No, I got some feedback the other day that somebody was talking about somebody somebody was having a conversation with somebody who I work with, like who was on my team who I manage, and they were saying about how is this thing on? Are you guys here? Was everybody thing on?
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. So they were saying about how he's a I like working with him. He's very smart and he's very creative, and but then they laughed. They said, but he does cut people off a lot. And they started laughing. Oh. And someone told me that.
Oh, really?
I'm like, oh, do I? And I was like, oh my God, I think I do.
Ooh.
And then so then I'm in meetings now, and I'm about to like put my hand in there, and I go, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it. Just sit back. Don't put the spotlight on you. Don't talk about how you did this same thing before and did it in a different country and you were so great and everything, because you're just about to tell them how wonderful you did this, and just don't do it. Just sit back. Don't say anything. Right.
Well, I mean, are you cutting yourself off from making a valid point and valid contribution?
No, I'm realizing that I'm interjecting into people's when we're having back and forth conversations, and I immediately tell them, oh, this is how I did it when I was over here. And this is how I did it, and I think you should do it the same way. I'm realizing that I think maybe I am looking for ways to elevate myself. So
that's a fine line, though. Yeah. I mean, even if that's an element of where it's coming from, you might still have some helpful insight and things.
Yeah, and you see people now when you stop doing it and you're trying to be mindful, and they look at you like you're going to cut in now, aren't you? No.
You're either trying not to cut in, or you're holding in a fart. I can't tell.
And under the table, I'm just punching myself in my thigh. Just don't stop. Yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Jerk off.
Jerk off.
Jerk off.
Yeah.
Bing,
you know what you do now,
bing.
Mike? Instead of rudely cutting people off, just wait till they're done and go, "Are you done? Can I go now?
Can I get a word in edgewise?"
Right.
Is any oxygen left in the room?
I got a lot of work to do. A lot of work.
Self-examination, self-reflection.
Yeah, that's all it's
bettering
all about
yourself.
Right now. Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Every day, forever. Hey, by the way, it's New Year's Eve. We should say Happy New Year's to everybody.
It's not New Year's Eve.
Hey, yes, it is.
It is. Just go with it. Yeah.
New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Happy New Year, everybody. Jimmy's got that hat on, the 2019 hat. Way to go, Jimmy.
Yeah.
You're having a ball.
New Year's Eve. I still haven't finished. Right. Still haven't finished my Christmas shopping on New Year's Eve. Jeez, I'm really behind.
Step it up. Yeah. We haven't sent out my Christmas cards or anything.
Right.
I don't know if we're going to do that.
What are you doing for New Year's Eve tonight, Tom?
Oh, I'm on my way over to your place.
What?
Yeah.
We used to do
the
that.
Cheese and crackers.
We used to do that.
We used to. Back in the old days. Hey,
that would be
let's
fun
go to somebody's
if we could
place.
do a New Year's. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be really fun.
You used to come over. We used to come over and because we didn't really do anything, and you guys would just come over and we would just order food and just hang out.
Right.
That was awesome. Yeah, a small little chummy group of people. That was awesome.
We did have that one blowout though when we lived on Clark Street.
Blowout.
And we had that huge party. And remember that, Tom? Were you there?
Dadgummit, it's a blowout.
No, this was a blowout. No, there was. We woke up. when we cleaned up the next day, there was cocaine in the bathroom. There was all sorts of stuff.
Oh,
Because there was people from the street just coming in off of Clark Street because we lived over by.
Oh my
Ridley Field
God.
on Clark.
you don't see a lot of errant cocaine laying around where it's
No.
usually used up.
And someone threw up on the bath mat on the floor.
Oh,
God
The
damn
rug,
it.
and then
I
they
wish you
folded
hadn't
it up like a
mentioned throw up.
tortilla.
yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
No, but that was
Anybody
also
have a
we-
party?
Remember, we
Shit,
invited the
never.
woman. We invited the woman from Venus. Remember, Amanek Onik. You can look her up.
There's
You
a
can look her
story
up
there.
online. Go look up Amanek
Okay.
Onik on YouTube.
Amanek
She's been on like
Onik.
Spelled the way it sounds.
she had all these. She had like these albums that she would record, but had this whole story, this shtick that she was from Venus,
Jesus.
and she
Thought
was
all
on
women
like
were from
the.
Venus. Oh,
She was on the talk
steak
shows.
for 2
No,
for
but we
1 from me.
invited-
Amanek Onik.
For me, Dominic. Oh no. Okay, whatever. Fuck yourself. I'll link to it in the room. I'll link to it in the room.
I'm trying. I can't imagine how to spell it, so I'm doomed.
Amanek
So,
Onik.
yeah.
I'll link to it. Don't worry about it. We met her at the Gingerman Bar a couple weeks before New Year's Eve when we invited her over to our party,
Mhm.
and she brought the whole. And I remember the whole place was going bananas.
It was like the place that they gave what's his name? God, Valentine's. Like the place they gave Valentine in Trading Places. Someone put the cools out on the floor. Who put my
Yeah.
cools out
Mhm.
on the rug?
It was a stone groove, my
Stone
man.
groove.
You are the most righteous.
Motherfucker.
Stone groove.
It was a stone groove.
Yeah.
No, I remember because we had hundreds of people in our apartment, and 50% of them were people that were just walking in off the street. And I remember everybody was going to this piano bar, like Fly Me to the Moon over there in Clark.
hmm
And
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'm gonna go with you guys. And she grabbed me by the arm. She goes, "Don't go, don't go."
Uh-oh.
I go, "This is Omnic." She goes, "Don't go, you can't go." I go, "Why?" She goes, "If you go, I just had this vision. You're gonna be killed. You're gonna be killed tonight if you go there." And I was like, "What?"
Whoa.
I go, and I started screaming like, "What the?" I go, "Who the
Keep him
fuck
here,
are
keep
you
him
to
here."
come to my party? Give me here." But I was like sitting there, and everybody's going, and I told her, "Get the fuck out of my house! Get the fuck out of my house!" And everybody's leaving, and like, "You coming?" I said, I can't go. How am I supposed to go? How the hell can I leave this house tonight?"
Wow.
And then I remember, then she contacted me like a week later saying that she left. Oh, what it was is we found like this throwaway camera there. You remember the day of the throwaway cameras?
Oh, sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I found it, and I went and got it developed to see what it was on there. And it was her throwaway camera from her Christmas. And it was like just this very normal family. She was wearing like Christmas sweaters.
Aw.
And she's like holding her cat. And I was like, you know what? You're a fucking full of shit. You're not from fucking Venus. You're from
You're from stinking Earth.
You're fucking from Des Plaines. And who the fuck are you? I was so angry. I couldn't
There's
fucking
no more.
leave.
There's
I
no
just sit there and
place that's
stare out.
more obviously Earth than Des Plaines.
Might as well call the planet Displanes.
All right, let's go.
Gotta go.
Talk to you later, guys.
Let's
Good
go.
for you,
All right,
then.
we're gonna go
Talk to you
away.
tomorrow.
Wait.
Bye.
Okay.
Everybody.
Wait. What about
Thank
the
you.
patrons?
We love you all.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh, we got to thank the patrons. Come on.
Come
Why do
on.
we do
Thank
it all
you,
the
Dan.
time?
I got it written down here. We want to thank our
Dork
buddies.
Booger House.
Mark
Snoke
Mavora,
and
Captain
Snort.
America, Pork Snorter House, Snoke Porterhouse, Matt Carson, Scott
Mhm.
Bishop,
Yeah,
and
snark,
Private
snark,
Pile. These
snark,
people
snark, snark.
are keeping us feeling like we are well
Nerd
loved.
Poindexter
And
House.
that's an important thing in this life.
Mrs. Esther House.
Mrs. Esther House.
Mrs. Esther House. And
John
Mr.
Houseman
Sanderson.
House.
And
Dummy shit.
Anyway, whatever house you're from, thank you.
Shitfucker
We
House
appreciate
and
your
Shitfuck House
listenership,
and
your support,
Porter House. Fuck
and we're going to
face.
see you next time right
Fuck you,
here,
pay me house.
launching into the new
Yeah, fuck
year,
you, pay you
right
house.
here on the Blues Brothers
Get us
Minute.
a drink house.
Hey, you scratched my ankle.
Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Please find us online at bluesbrothersminute.com. That's Blues, B-R-O-S Minute. And then find us on Facebook at Blues Brothers Minute, same spelling, and at Twitter at Blues Bros Min. And if you want to support the show and get some fun stuff like early access to shows and postcards from the three of us, go to patreon.com/ditchdiggers. You'll be glad you did. And if you love this show, you will not hate the Caddyshack Minute, which you can find in the podcatcher of your choice, or you can head over to caddyshackminute.com. See you next time.